He's obviously a Heisman winner. Has maybe the greatest college quarterback season on record of all time. He's a national champion. Last year he went to the Super Bowl. 2 years ago, he only played half the season, but everybody said, hey, this is that motherfucking guy.
Yeah.
I got a chance to meet him at the UFC. Had no idea who he was for the first 30 seconds because I thought to myself, who is the coolest motherfucker I've ever met, this human standing right in front of me? Might have had some vitamins in my system as well, but he was just that. Incredibly handsome. He's an Ohio fuck, so we know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen, all-star, superstar quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, Joey Burrow. What's up, dude?
What's going on?
Hey, you don't take that offensive, right? Because you are an Ohio fuck. Like, Ohio guys are a certain way. I mean, that's just how it is.
Just the way we are. It is what it is.
Hey, let's talk about your life, man, because it is, you coming on, we're very thankful you're on the show, buddy. Thank you, man. We're big fans, obviously have been for a long time. So, is everybody okay? I don't know what just happened. Did something just explode? I don't know. Okay. So I looked into your life a little bit more. 5 years ago, Joey, you had transferred. You're starting at LSU. 16 touchdowns, 5 picks. Okay. Obviously went to a state championship in Ohio. You didn't win it, but you were at Ohio State. Never got on the field. You transferred to LSU. 16 touchdowns, 5 picks. That was 5 years ago. Then 1 year later, we got 60 fucking touchdowns and like 2 picks or something like that. You win a national championship. You win a Heisman. You get drafted back to Ohio to the Bengals. First year you get hurt. You come back. You go to a Super Bowl. I mean, your life, dude, in 5 years is insane. How have you handled it? And what is life like now in the NFL, being the fucking superstar that you are?
It's been crazy. It's been a crazy 4 years. From the lowest of the lows to the highest of the highs, like you said. I've had to learn how to deal with a lot. I've had to learn how to deal with the position that I'm in now. It's not easy, but I got great people around me that, help me handle all the fame and attention that comes with being who I am now. But it's come complete 180 from where it was, like you said, 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay, so now you are a superstar, especially in Ohio. We talked to AJ, and AJ's like, yeah, in Ohio, like every kid wants to be Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Like that is just how it is. And you gave an answer the other day, like, yeah, I would like to go to a dive bar maybe every once in a while. At what point did you just accept the fact that you're Joey Burrow? At what point did you say it's a whole new world now? I just have to respect this, appreciate it, acknowledge it, and then I can move on with my life. Was there a night where you went out and it was like, oh, this is no longer fun anymore? Was there an interaction, or was it just something natural that came to you?
Yeah, I would say it was probably, it was crazy when I got into the league, when I got drafted. But then after, the run we had last year, it's just a whole new level this last 6 months. And so I've really had to focus on, what is important to me and what I want to do with my weekends, because, I got to pick and choose the activities that I do. I can't just go out and do whatever I want. And you got to plan and do all that. So really this year it's just taken off.
Do you enjoy it? Did you expect it? And how is it? Is it something that has changed your life obviously mightily? Are you just a homebody now? Do you just watch film all fucking day? Is that just what your life is now, Joey?
Yeah, I basically stay at home for the most part. I'm not going out and going to dinner much. I'll order takeout at all the best restaurants. Cincinnati, great restaurants.
Oh yeah.
But I'll just order takeout, eat it at the house. Not doing a ton. When I do, it's a lot. Got to have the right people around me for sure.
Hey, this is life at the top of the mountain. You took the Bengals almost there. I mean, the Bengals go from winning 4 games, you get hurt that rookie year, all the way to the Super Bowl. Your team is now motivation and inspiration for fan bases in Detroit and in other cities. Like, hey, the team went from 4 wins to the Super Bowl. Why do you think you guys were able to make such a big leap? Obviously, you were hurt. You're playing the entire season. And how do you guys continue to grow on that and not like kind of rest on your yannies? You know what I mean? How do you continue to get better?
I mean, we drafted great the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, all the young players that we have, we're a young team, have really, for the most part, panned out. I mean, my draft class was me, T, Logan Wilson, Akeem Davis, and then we had Jamar last year. I mean, all of our draft picks have really hit for us. And, when you have that kind of success rate, you're going to be really good. And, we're all really young players. I don't think any of us were satisfied with how the last year ended, let alone how it started. We weren't great at the beginning of last year. We were about a 500 team, and we want to be more consistent throughout the year and win the games we're supposed to win. We're competitive on all of them, but we want to be able to pull those out at the end, turn the ball over less early in the year, just be more consistent.
I heard a quote that said Joey Burrow was not happy. Is it Joey or Joey? Do I call you Joey?
You can call me whatever you want. My friends from back home, a lot of them call me Joey, and then from college on, they'd kind of call me Joe, but all the friends from home call me Joey.
Joey. If I get to say Joey, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like we're a part of the group. So there was a quote that came out, and I forget who released the article, but it said Joey did not like the "Why not us" mantra, because the "Why not us" mantra is like, hey, you don't expect to be there. Have you always been that type of dude? And when do you think you became like the, hey, we're fucking here. It's not we're at their game. It's our thing. Is that just something you've naturally evolved into after you become a Heisman winner and first round draft pick and everything like that? Or is that how you have always been, Joe?
Yeah, obviously confidence grows as you get more accolades and play, as well as I feel like I did the last half of last year and going back to college. But, confidence was tough to come by when I was at Ohio State and fighting for reps in practice and not getting on the field. And so obviously that grows with time and reps and playing well. But, before that, I felt like I always played like that in every sport that I participated in. But it's obviously grown.
Man, we are lucky that Joe Burrow is all the way back. You go down to the bayou and become a fucking dog that the entire world gets to experience and realize. Well, you said the back half of the season last year, so that'd be a year and a half into your NFL career. Obviously, you got hurt, so you didn't finish your entire first season. What was it you think that made you play better? Confidence? Was the defense something that took you a while to figure out? Like, how was your adjustment into being an NFL quarterback from college?
I would say just understanding how to win in the NFL. Every game is going to be close, and every game calls for something different from me. I might have to throw for 500 yards to win a game, but I also, the game might call for me to throw for 150 yards and not turn the ball over and let our run game and our defense play really well like they did. And, every game calls for something different. So you got to figure that out throughout the game. You can usually figure it out pretty quickly and, go from there.
Hey, let's not throw for 150, okay? I drafted you on my fucking fantasy team. It's my first time playing fantasy, okay? First time playing fantasy. Who's the quarterback we want? Joey Burrow, please. So I understand. Let's make sure there's no games that call for you to fucking not. Okay, but nonetheless, I appreciate the evolution of, hey, it's not about putting up numbers, it's about winning games in the NFL. What has Zach Taylor been like? What is he as a mentor? He's not that old. I feel like that's a pretty good age to have in your ear. What has your relationship been like with him? Because there was times, this show included, where it was like, is this guy a fucking coach? I mean, his first couple years, not a lot of wins, and then boom, you guys go to the Super Bowl. What's he like on the day-to-day, especially for you?
Honestly, couldn't have asked for a better situation to come into. All of our coaches have experience, and whether it's at the college level or the pro level, everything has been awesome. The communication from Zach to our offensive coordinator, Brian, to our quarterback coach, Pitch, to offensive line coach, the communication is unbelievable. We have a relationship with the coaches that I think is probably rare, at least from my experience playing football. We're friends, but also enough respect on each side to know when it's time to lock in and pay attention during meetings and on the field, and then know when it's time to have fun and crack jokes. And so we get our work in, but we also have a lot of fun. So it's been a great 2 years, great situation to come into.
How was the appendicitis? Everything okay? We didn't like hearing that. We didn't like hearing that at all, dude. Everything all right?
That wasn't very fun. I was in the hospital for about 5 or 6 days. So I got out of there and felt weak and slow and couldn't really move, and so that wasn't very fun. No, that was not the way I wanted to start the training camp off with.
Yeah, but you're an Ohio guy. A little adversity. Go to the hospital, no big deal. Come back, run gassers in a golf cart.
Yeah, of course.
Do that entire thing, be a part of the team. Did you feel like you missed anything, or how do you feel like training camp is? Because remember last year, right? What was it last year? No, this year. Last year. last year. Jamar Chase couldn't catch a fucking NFL
right.
ball.
Yep.
The offense was terrible. Remember, the offense was so bad. And you said, well, that was the first. Things have changed. Like you actually said that. This training camp, did you guys pick up where you left off? Was there a little bit of rust early? Or how do you feel about where you are this year as opposed to maybe a year ago?
Light years ahead from where we were a year ago. I mean, we had Jamar coming in. We had new offensive linemen this year that I'm really happy with. They've been everything you could have hoped for and more, just on the field, in the locker room, everything. And then the main thing for me, mentally, I'm all good. You know, I'm third year in the system. You know, we have our plays, seeing, you know, most of the looks that you can see. And so we know where we're getting there. The main thing for me coming back after the appendicitis was just getting back to the way I was feeling pre-surgery physically, you know, hitting my speed marks, getting stronger, getting my weight back, and all that.
Oh, we're fast, huh? We're speed marks? What, like 20 miles an hour? We actually have speed marks?
We got some speed marks this year. Last year, you know, we weren't running that fast. This year we can move a little bit.
Whoa!
Okay.
Are we doing MPH here? Are we doing miles per hour, or are we just doing times?
Yeah, we're not on the metric system over here, so we got miles per hour.
I don't know if you're fucking like 4.5, 4.6. You're actually hitting miles per hour. What is the highest of the training camp for Joey Burrow?
20.8.
Wow! Jeez. Speeding in a school zone. Let's go. Look at you. What an absolute stallion this guy is. The boys have some questions for you. Is that all right?
Talk to me.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Joe, are there any like members around the facility, whether they've been there for a while as a trainer or something, that have thanked you for finally getting the Bengals to build an indoor practice facility? Or is that something that you just expected to happen once you guys went to the Super Bowl?
It's wild. Congrats.
Yeah, that's something that I think will help us this year once we get to January and February. So, you know, we're not having to practice out in the snow and the teens and low fives. So I think that'll help us. So that'll be good. I think the field is done. I think it should be ready by winter. So we're excited about that.
Here we go. Wow. Big news. I don't know if you've heard. I assume you have. I've been banging that drum for a long time on this show. Hey, this Cincinnati Bengals team has a team. They are young. They are good. Let's not make them have to, you know, time in between lacrosse and field hockey practice at the University of Cincinnati Dome before they go to the fucking Super Bowl. And they did it. Hey, to their credit, they did it. I mean, they sold sponsorship to the stadium. They're building an indoor facility. It feels like there's a real wave of opportunity happening in the Bengals. Can you feel it in there? What are the conversations like? Because
you got to give credit to the people upstairs, because we feel it in the locker room, the change in mentality, you know, just like the change in culture in the locker room, we can feel it upstairs as well. You know, they're more involved. The Blackburns are more involved. Elizabeth has been great. I don't know if you've been to a game, but the production on game day is night and day from when I came to a game when I was little. And so it's fun. It's fun on game day. You know, stuff is changing in the locker room. You got to give credit upstairs, drafting, off-season work, getting us what we need in the training room, weight room, everything. So it's been awesome.
9-year NFL vet Darius Butler, your question for Joe Burrow.
Hey, Joey, man, going into year 3, I mean, you play like a 10-year vet when you're out there. How much input does Zach Taylor, head coach, let you get in your offensive game plan going into Sundays?
Yeah, you know, when I said I couldn't have asked for a better situation, that's what I was talking about. Even, you know, my first year in the system, they were asking me, hey, what about this route? What do you think of this split? You know, and not just me, you know, if Jamar or T or TB goes to Zach and says, hey, I don't really like this split on this route, or what if I run this route like this? You know, as long as they got a good reason for it and it doesn't affect the play, it's going to get done. Because I think what our coaches do a really good job of is understanding that we're the ones out there executing the play against the defense. And, you know, sometimes we know how to get it done. And, you know, our coaches give us a great game plan to go out and execute each week. But we also have a lot of freedom out there on Sundays to play free and, you know, not second guess a decision. If I go up to the line and see something and change the play completely, I'm not going to go off the field and get cussed out. We're going to talk about it and understand why I did what I did. What could I get to that might be better next time against that certain coverage? and it's a give and take. It's been great.
Oh, Joey Omaha Burrow. Wow. Darius, what were you going to say?
Now, speaking of that coverage and that defense, couple slept on people I love on that defense. Mike Hilton in the slot, and then Jesse Bates, who I think should be obviously one of the highest paid safeties in the league. Obviously not your call, but talk to me about Jesse Bates, man. What he brings to that team on the field and off the field from your perspective.
Yeah, everyone sees what he brings on the field. He's a playmaker. He's going to do exactly what he's supposed to every single play. He's going to get PBUs. He's going to get interceptions. He's going to get people in the right spot. And then what people don't see is the locker room. And Jesse's one of the best people I've ever been around. Hard worker, great teammate, easy to hang with, great person. Just you couldn't have asked for a better all-around football player in person than Jesse. And then Mike Hilton, in my opinion, is the best nickel in the league.
Dog. Absolute dog.
Love you, Mike.
He is an absolute stud. Who did we talk to? We talked to D coordinator last year, right? Remember, D coordinator said,
"Oh yeah,
yeah, Paisano, right? Yeah, you guys got defense coordinator Paisano. He came on. He's like, Mike Hilton is the guy. Like nobody's even talking about him. And I think the world will start paying attention more, especially whenever you have Super Bowl appearances. Whenever I asked you earlier about why you think this team has undergone this wave of success that it's had, you said you think that you've hit on the draft. The last few years. So that would, imply like a younger team. And then you talk about how much you love Jesse Bates there. And I know Hendrickson's around. He's an old man, he's got the old grizzle vet hands out there. But it seems like your team loves each other. The Jamar Chase draft pick was allegedly specifically because you love the guy and because they wanted to listen to you. And he's obviously a fucking unbelievable football player. The whole world is getting to witness it again. But what is it about Jamar that made you two so close? And is that kind of how the whole team is? Is it like a college feel over there?
It really is. When we're in the locker room, I have no problem hanging out with the D-line, eating lunch with them, the DBs, the receivers, the O-line, and everything in between. It's I would say that's rare. I haven't really felt that complete team unity at all since I've been playing. We have great people in the locker room, and I really think, that's what it takes to win at the highest levels. When you get to the playoffs, when it gets to crunch time in the fourth quarter, you're going to want to be in the foxhole with guys you trust, guys you like, guys that you've hung out with after the game and watched Sunday Night Football with after a win. And, we do that together. And so I think that's rare, and that's what it comes down to at the end of the day, winning and losing.
You guys go into Tennessee last year. You go into Kansas City.
Yeah.
I mean, just on the road, biggest games. That Tennessee Titans team was just a bunch of dogs over there. Thought the Titans were going to beat you guys. Everybody on earth did. Then you go to Kansas City. No way.
No chance.
No fucking way in Kansas City you're going to be able to do it. You guys didn't even blink. Do you think it's because you guys didn't know what you didn't know, or do you think it's because you guys were just a bunch of fucking legends over there? Honestly.
Maybe a little both. I think, I said it last year during the run. We didn't know how hard it was to win in the playoffs. We were just out there. We're a young team. A lot of guys hadn't been in that position before. We were just out there playing one game at a time. The playoff atmosphere might be a little different, but when you get out there, speed of the game is about the same. And we went out there and executed. We didn't know what we didn't know, like you just said.
Do you know who Alec Honnold is?
No.
Okay, so he's this rock climber, mountain climber, cliff climber guy. They made a documentary about him. You watch the documentary, I get sweaty palms, get uncomfortable watching it because they have drone shots of him with no rope, okay? 2,000 feet in the sky on the side of a sheet of rock, basically. And they started talking to him a little bit more. He was missing the thing in your brain that tells you you're supposed to be scared. Okay, so that is
Amygdala.
What's that?
Yeah.
Amygdala.
Yeah, the medulla oblongata connected to the amygdala has no idea. Are you always? Is there a moment? Because you seem to just be. And I don't want to call you a guy like Al Connell who has no feelings. You obviously have feelings. You have great personality. Yeah, this is him. This is the fucking guy right here. Yeah. No, there's no ropes. He's going to be dead potentially any moment here. And he has no idea. He has no clue. So it kind of keeps him. Do you have any moments where you get the Super Bowl? The Rock is cutting a fucking promo at the 50-yard line before kicking off against the Rams. You seem to have this demeanor, and D-Bot said you're a 10-year vet. Is that just how you always are? Is it just, how do you think that happened? Did it start like big moments never have really seemed to national championship? You broke 4 ribs or whatever? No, it just came back, no big deal. What do you think you can attribute that to, you think?
I think my parents raised me around football. I kind of always understood. I mean, you were around back in the day. The culture around football was a little different than it was today. You get hurt. Doesn't matter. Go back out there and play. I mean, what's the big deal? So that's kind of what I grew up around, and I pride myself on my toughness and playing every snap, in high school all the way to where I am now. Yeah, that's just kind of how it's always been. And I pride myself on my preparation, so when we get in those moments, I'm not falling back on something I haven't prepared for. I understand what it's going to take in that situation. I know what I'm looking at, know my offense, know my guys, and so the rest takes care of itself.
You're so cool, dude. And your hair is like a fucking perfect match with your personality. Dude, you're awesome, bro. I hope you understand. You can't, because you're in the middle of all the shit and you can't even leave your house, and you're just going to watch film, and you have a legacy that you're going to have to build here, and that's all going to mount on top of each other every single year. The expectation for you is going to be bigger on yourself, I think, than outside, but outside it's going to get big. You're a fucking bad motherfucker, dude. I hope you know that. Ty, your question for him.
Joe, everyone saw in the Super Bowl the clip of you kind of introducing yourself to Aaron Donald, which was awesome. And anytime, like, speaking of Pat and D-Butt talking about, like, your calm demeanor and confidence out there, do you talk shit or not really? Because, there will be some guys like Rodgers who we hear from players say how much it pisses him off that he's smiling and grinning out there. And then you got a guy like Brady who will go down and motherfuck someone and get in their face. Like, do you do any of that, or you kind of just, calm, cool, collected like the Terminator out there when you play?
I never start it, but I try to finish it when I can.
Oh,
hell yeah.
I'm not going to go out in the first quarter and start talking a bunch of trash and trying to get guys riled up. But if somebody says something to me, then I'll be talking that whole game. Yeah, for sure.
Are you going for the kill, or is it just like standard, like, oh, you're slow, like, oh, we got you here? Are you going like personal for people, or are you?
No, I would never I would never say never, but you never know. Whatever comes to the mind, you know how trash talk is. Yeah. Whatever you want to say, you say it.
That's
whatever.
That's what trash talk is. Whatever you want to say, you fucking say it.
Yeah.
Has anybody? So I wonder if people like Tom Brady, people are scared to talk shit to, because they know if they talk shit to him, okay, he's about to do that thing. I wonder what the talk is about you, about teams that you play against. I honestly wonder, like, let's just keep this fucking guy.
Let him be.
Just let him be. Let's compliment the hell out of him. Let's get him going. Do you feel a switch that you flip, or do you think you're kind of always locked in the same mode, and trash talk is kind of an extra factor into it all?
Well, I'd like to get to that point where people are scared to talk to me. Tom is like that. Aaron is like that. I'm sure Patrick is like that. A lot of guys across the league have kind of risen to that level. I'd love to rise to that level at some point. Maybe some of the teams that I've played so far have regretted.
Oh yeah,
what they've said.
I'd assume. Yeah. Who said it? Who said it? Who was it? This dude's a different fucking player right now. That's amazing to think about all the little bullshit that happens behind the scenes. Tone Diggs has a question for you. He's a diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and you have signed up to break this guy's heart for the next fucking 15 years. Yeah. Tone, your question for Joey Burrow, dude.
Good luck Sunday, Joe. Other than that being said, you were quoted or kind of quoted in the past saying like you like to get hit early. Oh. Obviously, you're a grit guy. You're an old school football guy. So are we. Respect that. But don't you think like, hey, you've kind of been hit enough. We don't need to be hit anymore?
Thank God.
Football's about getting hit.
Okay.
What is football without getting a little bumps and bruises the next day, feeling a little sore,
Respect.
Waking up the next morning, getting a run and getting all the kinks out? That's what football's about.
Joey.
Don't do it.
Joey. Listen. I understand, like, Andrew Luck, okay? And I don't ever say anything because everybody knows. Andrew was unbelievable. Andrew was told a bunch of times, like, hey, we need you to do this. And he felt like he was disrespecting football. If he was to play any way different, he would feel as if he would be disrespecting football. So it was no play left behind. You're working on your speed. You're trying to do that. Is that how you feel? Is that why you think the whole conversation for us to say and me to say literally into this microphone numerous times, Joey Burrow is tough. We get it. Get the fuck out of the way. Is that why you think it's so hard to maybe flip the switch? And obviously, as you get older, you'll be able to avoid those things a little bit more. But do you think that's why you'll never be like the guy who just avoids all contact for the rest of your career?
I just think that's how I've built my career, on the back of mental and physical toughness. I didn't always have I had to work to get the physical gifts that I have now. I didn't always have that. And what I had was my mental and physical toughness and understanding how to play the game and finding the right guys. And, I've worked really hard to develop arm strength and speed and strength that have come as I've gotten older, but that's not how it always was. And so that's how I feel like I've built my career. Obviously, there's moments that maybe last year I dove for a first down that I wasn't really close to getting the first down, and I could probably take that hit off. But I'm still gonna play the game the way that I play.
All right. Well, I would like to let you know, welcome to a new way of playing the game. You do have the arm now. You do have
speed.
Have the speed. You're fast. You have your toughness already been proven.
Yeah, we know.
We need you out there. Trust me. Your teammates trust me. They need you out there.
And they think you're tough as fuck.
They know it.
They love it.
We know it.
That Philadelphia shot where your head was off of your body. Okay, your head was fucking off of your body like this. All right, that's how the guy hit you. It was. Yeah. Then you come back fucking in the game or whatever. It's like, this guy is trying to kill himself out here.
That was the only time I will ever. That was disappointing because I missed a play. The only time I'll ever not get up is if you know what it feels like when you get the wind knocked out of you. You gotta get it back for a second. And so that's the only time I'll ever stay down. And unfortunately, the wind got knocked out of me on that play, so I had to take a play off.
Wow, fucking unbelievable. This guy's down the body. So soft, dude. Taking plays off. This guy's taking plays off. Joey, you're unbelievable, man. We can't wait to watch you continue to grow as an NFL superstar. Thank you for taking time. Good luck this weekend. Good luck this season. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Hey, good luck. Hey, let's not even come close to losing our breath, or bleeding or breaking anything.
Yeah, slide.
Let's just slide. Yeah. Joey Burrow. Yeah. No, he's leaving. Joey Burrow. We appreciate that, man. Good conversation. Mm-hmm. Good dude. That's the first time talking to him, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the UFC conversation we had, it was like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and for a minute of it, I had no idea who I was talking to.
No clue.
He looks so cool.
Yeah, with that hat.
Yeah, he had like the
shades, the bucket hats.
Yes, and the way the light was hitting him, he was like glowing when he walked over. I was like, Jesus, this guy. Coolest human of all time.
Perfect teeth.
Could have been an A-list actor. I had no idea, and obviously I don't watch enough shit to know who it was. So I almost had to hit somebody and be like, hey, will you introduce yourself to this guy so I can hear you say his name? And then he said something, and I was like, holy fuck, I'm talking to Joey Burrow. Hey, dude, hell of a season last year, man. Comeback player of the year. I like the fact that he just says, I want people to know I'm a tough fucking guy.
Mm-hmm. We know. We gotta get down. I love, I'm a big proponent of be who you are out there on the field. But like you said, you spoke about Andrew Luck and some other players. But that quarterback position, man, you go down, that's
the whole city goes down.
The whole shit. It fucks up the whole locker room, whole organization, fan base, everything. So best abilities, availability. We need Joe out there.
He's unbelievable. He's tough, too. He said he hated that he missed a play. So he thinks, I could take the hits and still play. It's like, we agree. Hey, you proved it, dude.
Yeah.
You're a badass. This guy's a badass.
He is.
People need to start telling him that. That needs to be more often. People need to, hey, Joe, you're fucking tough.
Badass.
Dude, you're so tough, bro.
Holy shit.
Let him know that we know that he's a tough guy. Mm-hmm. So then maybe he'll be able to be like, all right, now I don't have to prove that I can take a 245-pound man who runs a 4.4s shoulder directly into my rib cage. Mm-hmm. Instead, I could just maybe, all right, I'm gonna get out of here and look like a little bitch sometimes. I mean,
that's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Tom has done the curl up.
Peyton
has done the curl up. Yeah. Eli has done the curl up.
Favre gave Strahan the sack record doing that.
All right.
Don't you dare.
Let's get to a break, please. Jeez Louise.
Favre's an Iron Man.
Yeah, but, you saw it.
But Favre, though.
So Peyton's considered an Iron Man.
Yeah,
because of how many starts he had consecutively. And it was like, Eli, same thing. Do you see them take a lot of, no way.
Nope.
And that one play that maybe will go viral where you look soft, all right, 10 years later, whenever you're still just playing and playing, it's going to be like, yeah, real soft. Huh?
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, remember that?